Now then, so I've been trying out a few things since the meta's sort of shifted with the new cards and everything. Some of the, I think some of you won't be surprised to see, is Jackpot's really good. But the list I've been using is kind of a little bit different. We're leaning a lot heavier into the coin generation kind of thing. It's a bit more like engine heavy, and that's at the expense of obviously the poison package that a lot of people are running. I've typically found everyone and the mother's running a purify at the moment, and poison really doesn't feel that great. You know, your fizz tech's basically playing as 4 points in a lot of situations, and it can feel really sad. They're really good in round three, but you kind of don't want them in round three. You want your good golds, and I've kind of found I much prefer sort of running these coin generators, so things like MK and Tax Collector, because the way we're kind of playing this is we're looking to just get to 9 coins, stick there, let our engines gain the value, and then use, a spender right at the end to just get the maximum amount of value of that coin generation. And it's been working pretty well, to be fair. Deck seems really, really good, and that obviously is down to how good Syndicate is at the moment. They have a lot of good golds in the form of, Horson and Professor and Jocks. You could basically put them in any Syndicate deck and they're going to do fine. And then we're just sort of building on that by just generating a absolute shit ton of engines. I think we'll probably have a bit of a worse time if even more people start playing Imprisonment. Can feel a little rough in that matchup, but the way you need to do it is, round one, get a solid round one going with like tax collects and things like that, and then round two you really need to get bleed on, because you are not going to survive a long round, because they can stop you doing what you want to do. But I think that's it for the deck. I think it's relatively simple because there's a lot less in the way of removal, so there's less decision making, a lot more playing engines and getting that satisfying coin generation. So, as always, if you do want to see more content, really appreciate it if you could subscribe, really does help me out, and we'll go into the games. Okay, Northern Realms. I was really surprised by this matchup in all honesty, because if you play your cards right, this wins in a long round. I played a few games and I was kind of surprised. Played a few games to kind of almost like test the waters, kind of figure out how it does, and I was like, okay, we actually win this, and was kind of shocked, but obviously I'm not going to complain about that. But what was I going to talk about? There was some stuff to talk about. I think firstly, I'm back now. I'm back now, boys. I was away at the weekend, so video on Sunday I kind of had to get together quickly, so I wasn't too pleased with it, but needed to be done, needed to be put together. So we're back now. I've got a bit more time to put into my videos and things like that. The thing I was going to talk about was I'm getting quite close to 1,000 subs now, which is kind of a big milestone for me, for sure. And I was kind of going to say, like, my plan is, well, the plan at the moment is once I get to 1,000 subs to do, we'll do all sorts of things. Maybe do like charity stream sort of stuff. Definitely going to do some giveaways and everything. So if you have been watching my videos and you aren't subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe. It really helps me out and can get involved in some giveaways and things like that. I'm not sure what we're gonna give away. Still a little bit undecided on that. And I think like the sort of things I'm thinking about at the moment is like either doing some like meteorite powder giveaways or like keg giveaways, or we do some game giveaways. I just say, okay, here's some games that I absolutely love. I think you would too. Here's some keys for it, and we do something like that. Just hit my hand on my desk. But yeah, if you have any ideas better than mine, because mine will no doubt be a little disappointing, and it's really for you all as a thank you from me rather than something for me personally, just drop a comment and let me know so I can get some ideas. In terms of this game, we just take this out. I'm not dealing with 20 million point Barnard student. And what else was I going to talk about? I feel like I had so much in my head that I was going to talk about, and it's all gone. I'm fine with this though. It'll come back to me. It'll come back to me. I'll just talk about it again. But yeah, this deck's been pretty nice. I've really enjoyed this deck, to be fair, and it's been doing good by me. It's been doing good by me. So we'll see how this one turns out, but I'm quietly confident. I'm definitely quietly confident about this one. I really want to mulligan this Mutant Maker, but you know the other Sewer Raiders just sitting waiting. Yeah, okay. This is a hand we can push with. Like, I was literally saying we'd beat this in the long run, but I mean, shit, do we just go for it? With a hand like this, like, I think we maybe do just go for it, you know. Let's give it a try. Use this one as a test as well. See if the bleed's better than the going to round 3. Because obviously I did win a long round 3 against like the whole siege list that's going about at the moment. But you know, maybe it bleeds better. We can find out, can't we? Soul is more points than MK. Could take, but I've been really enjoying the meta, to be fair. Although I said I wasn't going for like top 500, like I've been enjoying it kind of that much that I've ended up just naturally playing and ending up I'm like top 500 at the moment, and I think that's kind of a big thing when it comes to games in general. I think you need to be enjoying it, because I feel like I wasn't enjoying it before. I'd scrape into top 500 and I just absolutely grinded out games, you know, playing decks I really don't enjoy. Whereas this season I've just been like, whatever, I'll just play what I feel like playing, and it's working out. So there's some life advice from me. Gotta enjoy what you're doing. The rest will come naturally. We could just clap that. I think we probably do. It does not make sense to allow that to sit, because we just get in trouble. I mean, we've got 5 points a turn coming from engines, so we also really need to see a... Oh, what's his name? We want to see the Baron out sooner rather than later as well. We want to see the Siege out as well. But at the moment it's looking very nice. We're ahead by 16. Depends what they play here. Maybe a Drought or something. Oh, they do play the Siege. Okay. So I think it's important what we do here. I think we have a good pass. So we're going to gain 5, 10. But -2 from that, so it's going to be 8. And then if they play... Okay, so they pull ahead with Reinforced Ballista, for example, because that'll play as 9. So for that reason, I think we just go for it. I honestly think we just kind of go in a little bit here, because I sort of small blood a little bit. And even if we don't get the 2 I think in a short round, we still have Professor left, we still have Boris. If we don't go all the way down, we still have points left. Falter's Pride is absolutely fine. Cool. So this is where Caesar Bilzen comes in, for sure. Is it though? Is it? Again, we've got 3 points coming in, and then another 5, so we have 8, 6, 53, we're by 21. If they play like a Reinforced Ballista, that plays for like 4, plus that, which is going to be a 6 and 10. I mean, I'm probably overthinking it a little, because Caesar Bilzen here is just very good. And in short, we're not going to get better Caesar Bilzen than Triggering Jocks and Siggy, so As I say, a small blood in the water. A small blood in the water, so we're gonna see what we can get done. See what we can get done for sure. Because these become a bit of a problem. Bit of a problem. Yeah, we'll trip down sewer raiders. Deck points plus we obviously have coins to spend. Maybe gets rid of bills and to try and keep the coins focused, but I think we're fine with that. Because obviously Philippa is a lot better of a spender for us. Oh. Alright, yeah, as I said, we're going for it. That reinforcement is super slow. So, I mean, it's always Professor, isn't it, to kill this? Always Professor. Because that puts us to 8. This will kill get point, puts us at 9 for Saul as well. Because even a Baron's 6 plus 17, 23. And like, Baron is the scariest thing here because of the massive reset, and it's still nowhere near enough to get him ahead. As I say, we just got absolutely in. But hopefully they play something that's worth Philippa in, because there's nothing really at the moment. Oh, please be greedy. Please be greedy. Every time, man, every time they do this, you can't get away with it. No good doomed units. Forbidden magic. I mean, forbidden magic is the best one here, isn't it? Resets order. We don't have any orders, do we? No, whatever. We just take the 5 points. 5 points is 5 points. As I say, I smell blood. We're going for it. We'll try not to pile on, so we'll spread some out. But yeah, we just say, okay, give us 54 points. 54 points, and our engines are actually going to keep ticking. Saul gets like 1 more point. So it counts, alright. I always think this, man, you can't get away with playing Gerhardt against Syndicate and not triggering it straight away if you haven't seen a Philippa yet, because it's just too greedy. There's like very few matchups where I wouldn't just use Gerhardt instantly. For this exact reason. Because Philippa goes from being like, you know, 14 point steal, very good, to, I mean, that was basically a 24 point steal. You can't really let it happen. You cannot really let it happen. Let's say this should be curtains. $35 points. Not 35 points. As I say, it's a testament to the deck when you out-engine NR by quite a bit. That wasn't a small out-engineing. That was 22 points a card down. So yeah, there's a lot of potential here. A lot of potential if you hit your cards. And we get my favourite matchup of all, Imprisonment. Clog's painful, and all is painful. So I think either way we're crying. So this is probably the best game for me to just kind of talk about the stuff I was saying I was eventually going to get to. Again, unbelievably, I was like, God, am I going to talk about this? I never get serious about shit, but I mean, it's something that kind of matters to me. And I know some people don't agree with it or whatever. But I mean, I don't really care all that much, to be honest. But it's following the whole CDPR. We're doing a charity stream for LGBTQ plus charity in Poland, and like I wasn't around at the weekend, so I didn't get a chance to catch it. But I was kind of happy to see it. I haven't really spoke about it like on here and everything. Like I'm personally not a member of LGBTQ plus, but there's a hell of a lot of people who I care about who have had some pretty shitty things happen to them just because of like who they are. And typically, I typically don't really like when companies. They typically just kind of change the pictures to like Pride or whatever, and then they're like, yeah, we're in support, and then they just kind of leave it at that, and they don't really care, and it's just kind of a, oh yeah, we support LGBT plus issues, and then they just do it to play better in the West and stuff, and I'm not really behind that stuff kind of in general. It feels a bit disingenuous, but to actually see them do something was a refreshing change, and it was kind of after the it was after the Masters stream on CDPR. There was quite a few people who were just kind of putting stuff where I was just like, come on, man. Which is kind of why stuff like this is kind of important, because like, although it's relatively like forefront, even if you're like completely opposed to all of it and stuff, you're still aware of what it means, and it's kind of something that I think is pretty important that stuff's actually done, because what can happen a lot of the time is just kind of people are aware of it and they leave it at that, and there's a lot of people who like fundamentally misunderstand what like Pride is and stuff, and so to actually see something like this on like quite a large scale from like the community that obviously I'm part of with like Gwent and stuff was really nice to see, and I do think it's very important, and it was more I wanted to talk about it more than anything, because I was like, I'm kind of the view of like, if you watch me and you are completely opposed to things like that, like, and you don't want to watch me anymore, like, I would rather that than you continue to support me or anything, if that were your views, since like I fundamentally just disagree with you. I'm happy to like, have the discussion with people if people don't understand it or anything like that, and like I'm happy to for people to say like, it's something I don't really understand or whatever, and then just like have that discussion with them and open their eyes a bit. If they're willing to listen, that's completely fine with me. Not everyone's gonna understand it, but yeah, I think I was a little concerned after watching the Worlds thing that there's obviously a little bit of a minority of people around the whole like Gwent community who have these kind of not backwards beliefs, because it sounds a bit it's got antagonistic. It's just like, oh, it's backwards to think that, but just in general, like, I guess maybe like a misunderstanding of it and stuff. But it's kind of, it's more I wanted to talk about it because like first time in my life where I've had like, albeit a small platform, but a platform nonetheless, and when it's something I care about, it's not something that I don't want to take the opportunity to talk about, I guess. And I think that's actually me done on serious stuff. I wasn't going to go on some big rant and build a video with talking about it, but it was just I wanted to sort of make it ultimately plain where I sit on things like this, and the fact that like, if you oppose it yourself, that's, well, it's not fine, but you know what I mean. It's understandable, I guess, and if anyone disagrees with me, I'm happy to have that conversation, but at the same time, I want to be completely transparent on my views, because it's not something I'm exactly ashamed of. It's something I care about a hell of a lot, and I've got to take advantage of things like this. It's something I kind of realised is you do have some level of what's the word, like social obligation, lack of a better word, like a bit of a social obligation to, when you're in a situation like I am, where I'm like lucky enough to actually have like, and I mean, to be fair, boys, it honestly surprises me. Like, the people watch my shit, but this guy really wants to win on even, don't they? But yeah, it's some of that. I've been like, oh shit, I actually have people who listen to what I say, what's going on. Also, we need to win this round. We need to win this round. We're taking that. But yeah, it was something I wanted to talk about in general. So here we are, boys. Here we are. But I'll leave it at that. You know where I am. I'm very easy to reach if you did want to talk about stuff like this, because I know if it's something you maybe don't know about, it can seem very daunting to learn about it, because I know some people's approach to it is very like antagonistic of either like, if you're not completely in support of it without any further information, then you're a horrible person or whatever. And I don't necessarily think that. I think there's a lot of people that maybe, because of like how they were raised or whatever, just don't know that much, which is like totally fine. So I'd rather just sort of say, I'll be like, full disclosure, boys, if you want to talk about it and learn a bit more, I'm happy to, and it's something I give a shit about. So I'm not gonna pretend I don't. And God, I've talked about this far more than I had to, but here we are. And in terms of what we're doing here, do we just purify tax collector? Is that bad? I think that's very bad. Alright, whatever. Let's just Boris. I really don't care about this either, since like, they're not jackpot. They're imprisonment. They don't get the value from hitting max coins. We do. I was gonna say, I have a funny feeling you're getting down to cards you care about. You can sometimes just smell it a little bit. I was like, well, I'm fine using Boris here. I don't want to use Care because of purifying this matchup is the nuts, but this hand isn't too bad. It's not too bad. We almost certainly push with it. Almost certainly push. We could play Tax Collector, but I think what we're probably just going to do is Siggy, hit max coins, play a Soul, and then say, okay, lock it if you want to. We Care. And they lock it again, and then we dip. We dip out of the round. Yeah, I think you're not gonna get serious little lectures from me often on my channel, but it's all I wanted to talk about. I hope you all get what I'm getting at. Like Wholesome would be reasonable here, but at the same time, like, yeah. No, it just gets clapped by an imprisonment, and we want to get, when we play Freak Show, it's going to be for full value. We're going to do it to absolutely decimate whatever they have out and say, okay, deal with this. Like, we'll probably use like Freak Show and our leader to just absolutely clap whatever they're planning to do. And we'll probably just cut and purify this, in all honesty. Because, I mean, they haven't expended too much, which suggests to me they have stuff left, and we really can't leave. We can't leave the board in the state it is. Going into like a round 3, for example, we just don't have the points. So yeah, we'll lead her as well. Pull ahead by a nice amount. If they coup this, they don't get ahead. So they have to use one of the last cards, which I suspect is probably like Ball Usurper, something like that. Think about it, does Ball Usurper win for them? 6, 12, 18, 28. Yeah, we don't beat Ball Usurper. There he is. I mean, we could have played Care if those two cards are Ball Usurper, but my thought was it could just as easily be like Usurper and something useless, and then I feel really, really shitty trading off like one of the really good cards in the matchup. Well, basically nothing. But the plan is, here we use Professor and Horse to hopefully get 5 coins together so that we can Vivaldi's Bank for his Jacques. And then we pray that the 12 points from that is enough. Sound good? I think that sounds pretty good. Now, do we care and bounty that and go Horson? We're getting 4. And we're getting another, realistically 4 from that. But then it's over profit anyway, so no, that sounds like we're getting a bit too tricky with it. There's really no point. Instead we hold Kurt for the Poison Purify. Because if they have 2 poisons, then we're a little sad, but is what it is. Ooh, have you bricked on ball? Looks like they might have bricked ball. Either that or they don't have ball. One or the other. And I don't want to jinx it. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'll say it if we win. If we win, I will say it, but I'm not jinxing it. I'm not jinxing it. Ooh, I was going to say I'm not jinxing it, but we might be winning the unwinnable matchup here. So yeah, that's a serious little game to end us on, but it went very well, didn't it? Went very well winning that matchup. So, as always, greatly appreciate you all watching, and hope I haven't put you off too much with a little rant, and I will catch you on Thursday.